someone arriving.
What on earth are you doing here?
What's the matter? Did your house burn down or something?
You're not ill, are you?
Darling, you know perfectly well I haven't had one day's sickness in the last 20 years. And as for my house burning down, Daniel Thumbleton, I can't do that because I'm much too careful. Now, am I too late?
The magic boomerang.
The ancient legend of the Dreamtime people tells of a magic boomerang. When this strange boomerang flies in the sky, all time will stand still. Whoever has this boomerang has a great power.
Well, I'm not too late, am I?
Too late? What for?
Why, for the shearing, sowing, the reaping, all the things you need help for.
Oh, Gwen, get your mother a cup of tea, will you?
Look, haven't you read that? Now you read it.
Acute shortage of farm labour due to the increase in... Oh, Gwen, this doesn't concern us at all. We're much too small for that. Whenever I want any help on the farm, I get Tom and Gwen to help me. We don't need any extra assistance.
You mean you don't want me? Think I'll have that cup of tea now, please, Gwen.
Tom, take Gran's bag upstairs, will you, dear? And while you're about it, open up the windows.
No, don't do anything of the sort. I'm not going to stay. I'm going to get the late train back to the city.
Oh, no fear you're not. That's no sort of a visit. One day?
I told you this is not a visit. I came to help.
Drink your tea, dear, while it's hot.
What do you mean you didn't come for a visit?
But you saw the thing in the paper, didn't you?
Yes, but...
There's no but about that, Daniel Thumbleton.
Don't call me Daniel Thumbleton, please.
I suppose you think I'm useless. Just because I'm old. I've seen a few years more than you have, got a few grey hairs. They call them sun-bleached in the city. You think that because people call me Grandma, and you're not my grandson and they're not my grandchildren, you can say what you like to me.
Oh, cut it out, Gran.
I don't think you're old, Grandma.
There. You see, your son's the only one who faces facts.
If I knew what you were so upset about, I'd know what the facts are.
Would you like to help me? I've a dozen jobs you can do, if you want to work.
Really? There, you see, I can be useful after all.
Well, I didn't say you were useless. I only...
Now, there's no need for you to apologise, Daniel Thumbleton.
I wasn't going to apologise, and don't call me Daniel Thumbleton.
Why not? It's your name, isn't it?
Dan, stop this nonsense. Mum, you too. Oh, you thought we were in a fix, didn't you?
Yes, darling, I did.
Well, as a matter of fact, we are. I've been wondering how I could go to town for a day or so.
Oh, what for?
To do some shopping, dear, of course. There now, it's all settled. You take over the house for a day, look after the meals, and see the men do their work.
So you won't have to help me out after all now.
Oh, that's what you think, my boy. That's where you're mistaken. I came here to work. Now, come along. You tell me, what's first on your list?
Well, let's feed the chickens, horses, cows, and pigs. All right?
Right, let's do it right away. Now, you two just go on with whatever you're doing, and if you want anything, any help, anytime, I'll call.
You know, I thought you were serious for a moment there, Gwen.
Oh, but I was.
You were? Gwen, what is this?
Dan, it won't work.
Well, what won't work?
Well, you told me I could go away for a couple of days, so...
Oh, look, Gwen, I'm very fond of your mother, you know that. But I can't have her messing around the place and interfering with the shearing and all the other work.
Why not let her?
What is this, a holiday farm or something? We're flat out now. After shearing, maybe.
It's not as important as all that, Dan, and you know it. What harm can she do?
Well, it's not that exactly. It's just that...
Dan, it's important to her. Coming all this way to try and help.
Well, what's so important about it? She's got plenty of interest, surely.
Such as?
Well, she's got a house downtown for a start. And she's got a garden, and she knits or does something like that, and surely that ought to be enough to keep her mind occupied instead of coming up here and showing me how to run the place.
I'm surprised at you, Daniel Thumbleton.
Well, don't you start that, too.
Why should a woman be useless just because she's got a few white hairs and she's old? I'll tell you something. My mother's just as bright and alert as you could ever be.
I'm sorry. Is there anything else you want to say?
One or two things.
Well, what are they?
Don't make a fuss about her being here for a couple of days.
Oh, all right.
I don't think I've got any cash.
Well, what do you want the cash for?
To go to town, remember?
Oh, yes. I seem to have mislaid my wallet.
It'll turn up, no doubt. Meanwhile, I'll go and see what's in the cash box.
I don't think you'll find enough there. I only drew out enough on Friday for the wages. They don't like checks, you know.
Neither do I.
Well, that's that, I suppose. Just let me know when you're ready to go.
Well, if you want me to go all that much, I think I'll stay at home.
What do you think you're doing, Blamey? Not your lunch hour? What about getting on with a bit of work?
There's no harm in sitting around here, is there? Just having a rest, eh?
Well, you said you wanted a couple of days' work, so either you work or you get off the place.
I've had driving a tractor. Anything else I can do?
Well, I think you're a loafer, Blamey. As for driving the tractor, well, it's an easy job for anyone. Even an old lady could handle it.
That's just a tiny mistake.
All that milk going down the drain, do you call that a tiny mistake?
Very deceptive, Dad. A lot of water in it, you see.
Well, get out of the way. I want to see what...
It's
Get out of the way, Tom. I want to see what's going on. Fran, what are you doing down there?
Resting, that's all, just resting.
Well, I'm mad at you.
Don't be mad at her, Dad. She was only trying out her way of milking.
Well, I'm mad at you, too.
Oh, you mustn't blame the boy. It wasn't his fault. It was just that I thought I'd try a new way of milking.
A new way of milking? I spend £1,000 on a beautiful milking machine.
Oh, so that's what it is. I thought it was headphones.
Headphones?
Yes, for the cows. You know, music while you milk. Oh, what a beautiful horse. Oh, I'd love to pat him.
Pat him? Grandma, don't ever let me catch you going near that horse. It's only just been broken in.
But he'd be quite safe with me.
Tom, get off that fence, please.
Oh, don't be so fussy, Dan.
Now, Grandma, you've driven the tractor and you've milked the cows and you've done just about everything round the place. But if I catch you ever going near that horse, I don't know what I'll do.
Oh, well, if that's the way you feel about it. After all, it's your horse.
Good.
And when I'd finished, it looked absolutely darling.
What did, Mum?
Well, dear, you see, I thought...
Gwen, I can't believe it.
Oh, calm down, Dan. What's the matter?
Well, look out that window and you'll see what's the matter. Well, what's so funny?
It looks like a poodle.
Well, that'd be fine, but it's a sheep.
There, I knew you'd like it. See how much more attractive the dear little thing looks. Now, I thought we could shear a whole lot of them and make presents to children in the district. Oh, I know they won't be as good as real French poodles, but think how happy it would make the children.
Happy? Do you know what'd make me happy, Gran? Just stay in the kitchen and cook a nice meal for someone and get Tom a pie or something and relax round the place and let me run the farm.
I see. I'm just an old nuisance about the place, aren't I? Always doing the wrong thing, smashing down gates and milking cows the wrong way, though I still think it's a good idea to milk them directly into the bottles. Think of all the time and trouble it saves. But of course, if you don't like the idea, it doesn't really matter.
Well, there's no need for you to feel sorry for yourself. It's not as important as all that. We can fix the gate and maybe mop up the milk, and we could even clean those headphones that you talked about. But you might hurt yourself or something, Gran.
Very nice and kind of you to put it that way, Dan. But I quite see that you're perfectly right and I'm wrong. Why, everybody's busy about the place and I'm just spoiling your normal routine. No, there's no need to say another word and you needn't be distressed about it.
I'm not distressing myself.
Well, I sometimes think that you should be. However, I'm going to find my clothes I left here on my last visit. I'm going to find a big suitcase to put them in, and then I'm going to say goodbye.
Gwen. Gwen? Gwen?
I'm going to town.
Poodles.
Grandma, what are you doing up here?
Well, actually, I was looking for something.
Well, you come down here and let me do the looking. Come on.
All right, dear, thank you.
Now, what were you looking for?
Well, I was looking for a suitcase, really.
Now, what did you want that for?
Well, darling, I've made up my mind. I'm going back home.
You shouldn't take Dad seriously, if that's what you're worrying about.
Oh, but I do take him seriously, dear. Because what he said was quite right. You see, if people from the city came into the country and tried to teach the farmers their business, well, where would you be? Why, you'd have no wheat, or wool, or eggs, or milk, or anything worth having. No, dear. Your father put me in my place, and that's where I'm going.
But you're not going home. You're not running away just because of a bit of fun, are you?
Oh, it's not exactly running away, Tom. It's just that I think I should go home. And I want you not to tell your father anything about me going, nor your mother either when she comes home.
But they'll know you've left.
Oh, of course, dear. But you see, you could pretend that I'd forgotten to ask someone to look after my birds and the cat.
But you didn't forget, did you?
Oh, no. But you see, it's only a little white lie, and it doesn't do anybody any harm. Well, now, will you help me find my trunk with my clothes in? Now, I think perhaps if it's not up there, it might be down here. Shall I look for it?
No, Granny, your clothes aren't in this trunk. This is the trunk in which I found the magic boomerang. Mum made me clear it out of the attic.
The magic boomerang?
Yes, don't you remember? I told you about it in the last letter.
So you did. Well, tell me about it again.
Well, when it's thrown, time stands still, except for the person who throws it.
Time stands still. Oh, that'd be wonderful for your father to use on the farm.
Oh, no, Dad doesn't believe in it. And the boomerang's powers are only good if the thrower believes in it.
Would it work for me, do you think? Well, I believe in it.
There you are.
I've read an awful lot of stories about the Aborigines, about their dream time, Alchuringa.
Well, some other time, maybe, Grandma. I've got to get down to the windmill in the South Paddock. Is that all right?
Oh, yes, dear, of course. I'll see you in about half an hour. The magic boomerang.
Come on, Blamey, get up out of there. Come on, man, I'm talking to you.
Oh, can't a man have a bit of a snooze?
Of course you can, but in your own time. And you've got plenty of time from now. You're sacked.
What? Just because I...
Just because I don't like lazy people around the place. Not here or anywhere else, for that matter.
That's what you reckon.
Well, you asked for the job, didn't you? And a top money, too. And I can't stand loafers. So, get off the property right away.
And how about my money?
And how much do you think you're worth?
Oh, say, a day and a half, say about. A fiver?
A fiver? Oh, all right. It's worth it to get rid of you. So get your clothes and get on up to the house and take your money right away.
Thank you, sir.
And don't be funny about it either. Go on, clear off.
Hello? Oh, it's you, Dan. Yes? Yes. No, Tom's not here just now. I think he's gone down to the South Paddock. I think he's going to have a look at the windmill. No, he won't be back for half an hour. Yes. Oh, Blamey. Yes. £5. Well, I hope I can count to 5. Yes, Dan. Right. Goodbye for now. Oh, come in. Oh, you're Mr. Blamey. Well, sit down for a minute, will you?
Yes. Thanks, I am a bit tired, actually.
Now, £5, wasn't it?
A fiver, that's right, lady.
That's right. Well, I've got it here all ready for you. There we are now. Let me see. 1, 2, 3...
Where's Tom?
Oh, he's gone out for a little while.
And the boss's wife?
You ask too many questions, Mr. Blamey. Now, there's your £5. Count it, please. Count it. Come along. Come on.
You in a hurry to get rid of me or something?
Well, as a matter of fact, I am in rather a hurry. You see, I'm getting ready now to go back to my home in the city.
All I wanted to do, actually, was thank the boss's wife for the meals.
Well, I'm sorry, but you can't do that. You see, she's gone to town for the day. Well, come along. You can leave now.
I might. And then again, I might not.
Look, you leave immediately.
I think I'll take a few souvenirs with me before I go.
You leave at once, or I'll use that telephone, and I'll get my son-in-law to come here and throw you off his property. Here! do you think you're doing? Leave her alone!
All right, just quieten down, lady, and get inside the...
I want you
Get in that room and be
How
quiet.
dare you talk to me like that? You think it's me to me? Put that gun down! Put it down, I tell you! Don't put it there! How dare you do that thing? You...
Well, I've got to take back everything I said about Granny Gwen. As far as I'm concerned, she can stay here as long as she likes.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, darling, but I don't think she'll want to stay here forever. What I don't understand is how she managed to ride that horse.
Neither do I. I just can't understand it.
Well, there are a few things going on around here that you don't understand, Dad.
Yes, that's quite obvious. By the way, where is she?
Up in a room.
Well, am I too late?
Really, Mum?
You look wonderful, Gran.
What on earth are you dressed up like that for?
I'm ready for mustering.
For mustering?
Yes, I've got a new way of mustering all worked out. I'm going down to have a little chat to the cows and tell them what I want them to do. And being intelligent animals, of course, they'll do it for me. It'll save you a lot of money. You won't have to pay any more farmhands. You can leave it all to me.